Hello, everyone, and welcome to our seventh episode of She Leads International. So, I would like to know, first of all, where are you coming from? Who is joining us today at 11 o'clock on Wednesday? And I would like also to already invite on the stage my partner for this initiative, Carmela. Here
Hi,
we go. Hi, Carmel, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? How are you doing?
Good, good. We have a winter here. It's like really snowing so hard for the last 3 days.
Really?
Yes,
Oh
yes.
wow, Winter Wonderland.
So you don't have that? Yeah.
No, we had a little bit of snow, but not really. No.
Mm. No, it's like really a snow fairy tale, here. Yeah, so it's nice. It's giving you a good vibe. But definitely, people are already preparing for the Christmas. And even though for me it's too early, I did mention it to you recently.
Yeah.
I think the weather is like really giving me the sign, it's not too early, Natalia. You've got to put your decorations on at home.
It's time.
It's time to change my Halloween decorations to the Christmas ones.
That's very sad.
Yeah, it is sad for me because I do like this whole Halloween much more than the Christmas time, I have to say. Well, maybe
Mm.
because of my birthday, what can I say? Yeah, okay. So also, we'll see who is joining us. But guys, ladies, if you are joining, also let us know where you're coming from and also what's the weather like in your case. So here in Prague, in Czech Republic, it's around -2, -5. I also live a little bit up on the hill, so it does snow hard here the whole day. Yes. Um, and let us also invite our guest for today, Marlies Reijns. I'm very happy to have her today with us. Hello, Marlies.
Welcome.
Hi, good morning. Now, I'm from the Netherlands and the sun is shining, so it's cold, but it's good.
Really? It's sunny in there?
Yeah, it's a bit sunny. We are not complaining today.
Which part of Netherlands can you remind me?
I live to the south of Rotterdam in Oud-Beijerland.
Nice. Nice. I will be visiting in May, I think, in Netherlands again. I have friends in there, so I quite an often visitor of Netherlands now.
You are more than welcome.
Yeah, thank you. It's a really nice country. I have to say, really love it. All right, so let us start. Yeah, Marlies. So actually, I have a first question to you, and I would like to, maybe wait a second. I did forget to do something. Let us put here, yeah, something that if people joining from time to time. Also, let's see the comments. Yeah. So here, Sabina is joining us. How to do everyone? Okay. Hello, everyone from Stan, Uzbekistan, of course.
Hi, Sabina.
Yes. Hello, Sabina. Thank you for joining us. And we have probably also another of my colleague. Yes, Julia from Berlin. So as well as in Prague. Yes. Okay. Let's see who else joining. But the first question, as I was promising. So let us also start from introducing a little bit of where you're coming from and so on. So we do know but you are like around 30 years been involved in FMCG, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, hopefully, in the companies like IKEA, Heineken. Help me, what was it? What else?
Unilever and now
Unilever.
Kraft Heinz. I just joined Kraft Heinz. Super excited to be back in the foods industry.
Yeah, you will
Why?
tell us a little bit more. Okay, Carmela has a new
First
question.
question. What are you excited about working or coming back to the food section?
It's more coming back to the closer to the operations. So my past two roles in Heineken and in IKEA were more strategic, and now I'm getting more back into the business processes. How can we improve business processes by having the right data? And that is what's so much closer to my heart with a supply chain background.
Great.
Fantastic. Thank you for the very short but precise answer for this one. So I would like to get back to also. All right. So you have been doing it for 30 years, right? And the first question would be why actually did you choose to be in the data management space? And then maybe later you can also tell us like why do you also enjoy this industry?
Yeah. So now I studied internal communication and logistics. Somebody said, "What's a strange combination?" But to manage your supply chain, you need to have a good communication, and that's how I, in fact, already started with the whole information flow. But I started working in Unilever as part of the margarine factory. First, packaging material planner, then factory planner. and then a lot of supply chain improvement programs.
Mm-hmm.
And you all know Unilever, all the new products. So it was always about the excellent execution of the new product introductions. And that's all about data. So at a certain moment, I was involved already since 2003 in the global, the GS1 standards, part of the working group, the chair of the working group, the steering committee. And I think I've done all these different projects of communities. And for me, it was always, you can never do good planning if you do not have your data right. You can't introduce a new product if there's no information.
Mm-hmm.
And at a certain moment, it were also the retailers just pushing for it. So no listing, no turnover, no invoices paid. And that was a good push to get data on the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So that's for me. Like I said, it's not just data, but it's the processes around to make life easier for the internal customer and the people who are working with it, and of course a happy customer.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You are also in the industry of FMCG.
Yeah.
Damn.
Consumer goods.
Yeah. So exactly. So it makes sense. Maybe you can also tell us. So why is it because you said it a couple of times about the success of customers and everything? So maybe you can share exactly why do you stay in this and not going to, I don't know, in pharma industry, for instance.
No, I started in Unilever, and then it was I had at that time young kids, and it's so easy to show. Hey, that is also where you are working. The big you, and you see the products everywhere, and that's also nice. It's so you recognize what you have been contributed to, and of course that's also with other things. But yeah, I simply love the product.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Okay.
that very much. Did you
Yeah.
ever consider leaving the current career path and do something completely different?
Maybe not completely different, but considering going back into supply chain, I've had twice. Um, when I left Unilever, Unilever decided to move all their global roles to India, so I had the opportunity to do something else, and I had like, okay, maybe going back into the supply chain because of the fact that I say it's close to my heart, or
Mm-hmm.
going in data. But data, everybody needs to have the right master data in place, and I had like, I have now the experience. I want to do something with it, and that's how I joined Heineken. So that was one moment, and the beginning of this year when I left IKEA. I see that data at the moment is so much perceived as something close to IT instead of that it's business driven.
Mm-hmm.
My heart is with the business. So I joined a lot of network events, also supply chain again. That I thought, okay, maybe I want to go back to a more real supply chain role where data is part of it instead of just being a data manager.
Hmm.
But yeah, nobody likes it. No, it's not nobody likes, but master data is seen as not sexy. It's that
Yeah.
it's not nice to do, but I love it because you can't run your business without good quality data. So that's why I took a role again to look at look at the data.
And data
Yeah.
never lies.
No,
That's the good thing about it.
Well, if you work with it properly, right?
yeah,
Yeah, but I do like data, of course, as well. I don't work with it daily basis, but I do like the statistics numbers sometimes. So it does help, of course, to make a lot of decisions in my life. So welcome also, and here somebody from Germany, and do also let us know which part of Germany, because Germany is huge. So. So hello from a frosty cold UK. Okay, I did talk to somebody from Ireland yesterday, and somebody told me that in Ireland it's very sunny and nice for a change. So here in UK it's the same as in Prague, frosty and cold. It is what it is. Guys, also don't forget to ask questions. We of course move on, but of course don't be shy. So we are here also to take questions. Actually, we have somebody from Amsterdam. Very nice to hear. Yes, yes. So we are here for you as well, guys. Again, so questions if you have any. So the question, next question to you. When also like connected a little bit on your career path, and we will get into the topic and so on. I'm just a bit of a personal question as well. You haven't switched much, from one company to another company. I know also it depends on the generation, maybe, but you will tell me a bit more on that. But I noticed that you've been quite a long time in each company. What it's really what is it that you are actually stay like loyal to the company, and also maybe afterwards you can reply to us, what is it like that you like about working in the big companies like that. Hmm.
I think it's what you said. It's a bit a generation thing. My parents were working their whole life in the same company, but that was not on purpose. I've always said I started in a margarine factory. I moved to the marketing sales organization. Then I
Hmm.
moved to global. Then I moved to another global area. So although I was working 22 years for Unilever, it was always in different functions. Um, when I left Heineken, it felt for me like it's too short. Well, it was 4 years, and 4 years is not that strange. And that's the same. And IKEA, I also stayed for 4 years.
Hmm.
So, and is it a company? It's more that I think you are getting older, and that I want to do something with what I've experienced, and that you're looking at life is too short. That's what I said too many times the past year, that I see so many people falling away, that I think like, okay, what do I want to do next? And then it's, does this company stays close to me or not? Do I really add the value I want? What are my personal values I want to contribute to? And then you have to make the choice to leave or not. And that's I don't look at timing anymore. Now I know what I want, and that's more important.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
like that very
And
much.
with regards to your question with the large companies,
Yeah.
I am not so sure if you feel it, if you're part of just a team, because you're most of the time it's a team
Yeah.
in a company. So it's more that you see everybody knows the products, etc. Of course, that's nice, but it's more important which people do you have around you and what can you do together.
Yeah. True. Yeah. So it's mainly about them, like who is next to you, not about the big, right? Like you don't really talk to all of the people anyway in this
No,
company. So I understand. And actually, that's the main probably reason why people sometimes leave it, because of the manager or something, right? So even if they love the job and everything.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, the people around you are the most important.
But in case of like, okay, just because you mentioned and we mentioned about the big companies, I suppose there is a lot of levels of approvals and so on. Do you feel like that it can be a problem and an issue when it comes to data, when you need to, get too many approvals to get something done?
Oh, absolutely,
Hmm.
absolutely. It's I think it's a common conversation always on LinkedIn. What do you really need to be able to successful? And that is senior support and the right priority set.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
Unilever, I was super happy that it was the push. We always needed to have a happy customer. So the fact that invoices were not paid were immediately a push to get attention for data. and
hmm,
and Heineken was also super. They want to do something with it, and that's what you see now. The legal requirements, the AI, everybody. No, not everybody. Most of the people really understand now that you need to get your basics right. Otherwise,
hmm.
you will not be able to move.
Yeah, very good
Absolutely.
point, and definitely good point that it's not everybody, but still, I think there is a motion to that,
Yeah.
right? All right, so we have also some more people. Let's also greet them here. So somebody from India, that's I'm sure also better desert there. I mean, somebody who likes snow. I just not ready for this guy. So, and yeah, hello from
Ooh,
Paris.
Paris.
Yeah, and let us know how's it in there as well, please. And we also have a question. I will get in there, but before we get to this question, because it's of course like AI related, I would like to ask more questions on that. So, oh, hello. but it's Jan from Prague. So you confirm, how do you feel about that? I mean, I'm sure you like it probably. Yeah, it's also, I have to say in Prague, it's been like, I've been living here 15 years and it's for the last 5 years, it didn't really snow. And if it snowed in the next day, there is no snow. So I think most of the people are super happy. I don't know what is going on with me. I'm just waiting for my vacation in Portugal for sun. So yes, I need some vitamin D. All right, so let's start. Okay, let's start by the order, right? So we have here the question: how do you deal with more and more C-level asking for AI? And then maybe later I will ask also my own question about AI.
Yeah, I say AI you can see from two sides of the coin, so to say. You have data production, the data creation, and the data usage. So what I see at C-level, they are mainly talking about the data consumption. How can we automate stuff and to reduce people or create a nice apps and all of that. Well, I really see a huge opportunity to use AI to create your data foundation because, and that is, in my opinion, not really. There's not really a focus on that. So everybody knows that you need good quality data to be able to do all the fancy stuff.
Right.
People are just looking at the fancy stuff, and that they forgot you need to invest in the foundation, which takes a long time. But you can use AI for that as well. And for me, it has been very hard to have these conversations. You need to invest. You need to use AI. For example, there are a lot of initiatives ongoing to create faster your product information, how to gather information to get better quality and all of that. You can use AI for that.
And besides of having good data, the data also has to be available, right? So everyone knows that data management silos usually lead to very business critical problems, but most big and very complex organizations we see still struggle with with their silos in terms of the tech landscape, but also in terms of their data flows, their processes, and also their corporate culture. And we believe that this is a big hindrance for really unlocking the value of AI in that sense of really using data for it. Do you have any successful strategies or secrets how to really implement an enterprise-wide end-to-end value chain for that?
It is really a challenge. And we were just talking about generations, etc. I think when I started, it was much easier because of the fact that having a common goal, having a clear goal as a company, a consumer first, or the cost reductions helps a lot. I think a lot of organizations are struggling with too many goals, and so what you say, too many egos. People are coming in, want to be successful and go away. Data is not something like that. It takes a lot of time. So you need a common goal. You need to know the importance of data and how it contributes to the goals of your company. So I see a lot that there is the focus on data, but you are creating information in your business processes. You are translating that in data and systems, and you are transforming that data into information for for data-driven decision making. There is so much focus on just data-driven decision making. No, you need to run your business processes first because you're selling a product, you're producing a product. Specification management, for example, now in finished products again, it's basic. And if we're talking about AI and also these search engines, etc., if your data is not correct, they will not find your product. There is no sales. So the silos, that's the complexity of, I think, more organization management than it's just data.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting what you mentioned with AI search for product, accessibility or visibility in the internet, because for I don't know, ages, people try to really fix their SEO and get their data, their product detail pages right. And now something completely different really disrupts their whole product content lifecycle again. So that's a big struggle.
A few weeks ago, I was at an event where they were presenting around TikTok, and that TikTok shop will come. If your product information is not correct, you're out.
Yeah.
So all the traditional marketing and what's up now, it's you need to have your product data right. And then we have on the other side even all the legal requirements or the packaging waste regulations. There's
yeah.
so much data requirements coming towards us. It makes it even more interesting because it's so important.
So that's a very optimistic answer. It makes it more interesting instead of challenging or problematic.
Yeah.
I like that.
Very good. So I can see there's more questions about AI. That is why, Carmela, we don't really work on the questions for AI, because there will be always the questions of AI from audience. And we are happy to take it. So there is some context in it. So go ahead. You can read about it as well.
Yeah. How do I deal with it? It is a challenge because like I said, but that has always been a challenge. AI is something nice and shiny. You can build quickly some new apps, but the data foundation is not. So for me, it's really creating awareness. You need to have your foundation first, and with all the examples. And I've noticed that you need to come up with the examples of what's going wrong with AI, with the person you're talking to. A marketeer does not immediately have the relation that by introducing a new product, he's already dictating 80% of the data. It's most of the time they are the creative person, it stays in their head, and they put it maybe on a project brief, but it needs to flow to the whole supply chain. And then you can use it for AI. So it's really about data production, data consumption. You need to do both right, and you need to do it together. It's not something just a department is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of change management. It's a lot of just creating understanding, guys. You need the fundament, and I always make a joke of it. Sometimes feel like you're trying to convince somebody that you need the electricity to switch on the light, to get your coffee, to do everything you want. But it's the same electricity, and that's the same with master data.
Nice. I like that very much. Thank you for the answer. So, guys, if you have more questions, of course, we will be happy to take it. So, I have a question in terms of building. How do we build the team? A high quality performing team. How do you build it, and then how do you maintain it? The data team, I mean.
Yeah. It depends a bit on what is the role of the team. Well, I run the centralization project in Unilever. We were recruiting a team in Poland, and we said we need people who wants to stay there. So as part of the recruitment process, we were really asking, what's your plan about 5 years? Because if you want to be a manager, that's not what we are looking for. Data is an accurate job. It was about the data production part, and you need to have the knowledge, but you need to like it. That it's like logistics. You are the first one who gets the blame if things are going wrong, and otherwise, it's people do not appreciate the electricity; they appreciate the light.
Yeah.
And that's how we recruited really the people. It should be a strong team, able to cover for each other, and not want to be on the, how do you say it, on the, that people are enjoying. Hey guys, you are doing.
Sure.
So that was a bit of different part. When I was recruiting in the next job, I was looking at people with business knowledge. I always said it's easier to learn about data and the whole data governance and all of that, and it's about understanding the business. And the same, you should be able to translate the business requirements into the data requirements and the other way around. And you are taking decisions, and you are, and that's generating information, for example, and that should be stored as data. But on the other way around, if somebody needs to solve for an issue, you should be able to say, okay, and this is the information, the data you can get from that area to be part of that. So really, the business connector, the translator, I was looking more for that. So do you understand what are we trying to solve for? Do you understand the business processes? Are you able to help? So you need to be a good listener, a good change manager.
Yeah, you're just starting to answer also the next question exactly. So what are the skills that we need,
Yeah.
So like soft skills mainly, that's the question. So okay, with good listener, What else? Let us summarize it.
Yeah, for me, a good listener, a change manager. It's everywhere on the studio floor. The question was around C-level, but it's also the people who are used to do all the manual work, for example. Yeah, you can automate a lot at the moment. All these data validations to get the right quality, etc. Why should you have all these review steps if it can be automated?
Right.
So you're making their life easier. That's at the end goal. So it's you need to have respect for people that on a different level, what do they need or not, and how can data help to make their life easier. So it's again coming back to change management.
Nice. I am just thinking, like also just to make a bit of analogy on it, in the life. I think people also that worked maybe in the, like restaurants and hospitality and everything, know and appreciate this kind of a job. And then they grow up, so obviously going to the restaurants, they respect the stuff and so on. And I know how opposite can be the people that have never had any chance to work on it or just decided not to do it, and or like, just for some reason. I could see the difference how we actually can treat the stuff, in the restaurants or in the hotels. It's frustrating sometimes actually to see how people actually talk to these kind of people, And me personally, of course, I've been working for over 15 years. I have to say I've been doing everything probably you could do. I was curious as well, so I appreciate it. So I think in data is the same as you said. So it's really nice answer. I really like it.
It's damn hard work, and you don't see it. It is like building the floor of your house. It takes a long time before it's there, and then you start seeing the benefits of it. And that's why it's so important that they are able to share where it contributes to.
Yeah, and so somebody asked also to summarize again the capabilities, three foundational ones. What it would be. Well, we can say it again, or we can choose.
The first thing is a common business language. Where are we talking about? So we are talking now a lot about data literacy. That's a bit new. In the past, it was just you need to understand where you're talking about. When I joined IKEA, I remember we had a conversation around the postal code. And is it master data or is it reference data? Where are we talking about, etc. So it helps a lot if you are speaking the same language. So a common business language, business glossary, whatever you want, is for me first thing to start. Then the process is describe how you create good quality data. Because if you don't know who is deciding on what's, for example, the weight and dimension of a product, how do you know that the quality is right? And how many things do you type over? And then the quality of the criticality of the quality. No, not the criticality of the data. So there are some data attributes who should be 100% right. Otherwise, you have, for example, a penalty, a legal issue, or cost in your supply chain. So which attributes should be 100% right and are not negotiable, that you focus on that.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That's a good answer to you. Ciao, dat. Okay. So, Carmel, do you want to go with your question? Or we have one more question from the audience, but it's we can also, take it easier.
Okay, so I would like to go a little bit more into the tech part. So, as an analyst, of course, we see a lot of movements and activities in software markets, especially for master data and product content management technologies. So there are a lot of M&A activities. AI, of course, is a huge topic. We hear it everywhere. And at the same time, we also observe very innovative, new kids on the block, new vendors flocking into the markets, which all leads to a highly diversified tech market. So I would be interested in how important is it for such a big companies, you've worked before, to really monitor what's going on and to evaluate your tech stack on an ongoing basis and optimize your information supply chain?
For me personally, it's very important, I must say. It's every company really looking at it. And there it starts with the make or buy decisions.
Yeah.
But I think for me, it's super interesting to follow these big organizations. What are they doing? What are they developing? Because you can learn a lot from them. The outside world is going 10 times faster. So indeed, all these software developments, they take into account new legal requirements, and that's growing so fast now with all the AI acts, but also the ESG requirements. I just said the packaging and waste regulations. There is so much coming. You can never be on top of that yourself.
Mm.
So therefore, I think it's super good to just follow up on them. And I have not been in a position to decide on the tech selection, although I've been part and given the input. But I think you can better buy a good software than build it yourself, because you, like I said, you can never be on top of all the new requirements that are coming, and that's growing every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Especially in the FMCG market, of course.
Yeah. And therefore, I can recommend to everybody, just they are setting up so many sessions, just listen to it, because you are learning so much from what they are developing.
Great.
All right. Carmela, do you want to go for a next one, or we can ask question?
You can ask questions, of course.
You can ask question, because I think the person definitely waited to for some. And yeah, for sure he. Okay, so let's do it. Let's answer to this one. I think it's interesting as well.
It was a funny thing, because yes, there are a lot of different frameworks, and what we have done in previous companies, which I really liked, we set up what's the art of the possible. So we invited a lot of consultants, but also software suppliers, to share, okay, how would you approach setting up a data-driven organization, etc. And then you see all the different frameworks. But then it's like, okay, choose what fits your organization, because every organization has a different culture, and what works for one doesn't work for the other. So I have a bit of an allergy for data governance, because of the fact that it can mean that it is something different and it's just following a framework. That doesn't help in an organization where you are really promoting the entrepreneurial mindset and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So make a look at the different frameworks and choose what's the best for the organization at that moment.
Thank you for the answer. Actually, I would like to ask, before asking other questions that came up right now, maybe something again personal. I would like to know if there was something else that maybe you enjoy except data, something else in the life, so can you share with us, what else, like hobby or anything?
What I really like at the moment, I did a lot of personal development, and I joined the Miracle Roadmap. The Miracle Roadmap, it's something Dutch, but it's really going back to who are you, what are your, why are you acting like you are acting, and all of that. So I learned a lot about myself, but what I'm really interested in family constellations.
Mm-hmm.
The whole systemic thinking, and that's how you can copy that on teams in an organization. So why are you successful in some positions or not, and how things are related? Super interesting. So I'm reading a lot about that.
And do you
really
like to read as well, like books or anything?
Yeah, there are a lot of books. There are a lot of books around it. Some of them are in Dutch, but for example, also the Latam theory. Maybe you've heard about it. I can really recommend.
Okay. And by the way, it reminds me, Carmela, I didn't send you the book that I was talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
So I like to learn a lot about data, but not reading books about data.
I understand it can be too much, right? So I think that we can maybe externally more boost our soft skills, and like you said, in personal development, it works. But yeah, for sure there is some limit. We also work and live right now in the era of AI. And by the way, again, like before we get into the AI talk, I wanted to ask like your personal. Not work related, personal, opinion about how do you feel about, with we are living in this AI. Do you have like fear about it, or you feel excited, or is there anything? Just share.
I love it. I love it. My daughters are even laughing about me that I said Chat is my best friend. It's so easy to use. So planning your holidays, looking for what is the definition of something. If something's broke in a house, I can just check, okay, what is the success rate of this version? I want to have a new one. It's so easy. I love it.
Okay, that's good. Well, you are in the right place. What can I say? Yes.
Yeah. But therefore, I experience myself when the data is not correct.
Yeah. I just noticed, there is also a lot of content that just exists, and it's also created by AI, and people don't see with much difference right now between, and they're just confused. So, yeah, for sure, there is a positive side. I can see it. I mean, personally, I would like to say that I'm not as, excited as many people. Do I love it? I think it's nice, and it's definitely simplifies the life of many people. But I think there is a lot of also things that we should consider. So yeah, Carmela, maybe you can also share your opinion about it.
Yeah, sure. So for me, it's a bit a difficult topic because, of course, as an author, it's always a little bit difficult to talk about ChatGPT and something like that.
Yeah.
But I've found that there are many use cases where LLMs can really help you get things done better and more efficient. So, for example, I'm really good at writing thought leadership stuff that is complex, that is long, that is dry. No one wants to read it, but I really dig it. I love it. So this is really what I'm passionate about. But I'm not so great in creating, social media posts or really
Mhm.
precise and catchy phrases and something like that. That's not my turf. And here it can really help. Of course, you always have to go through it and rearrange stuff and correct it because it doesn't have your
Voice.
expertise or your depth of insights or something
Yeah.
like that. But it can really help in those things for me.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I think we should. Marlies. No, I'm sorry.
you are maybe you're losing your authenticity by
Yeah.
Yeah.
using that, and that's why in that sense, I don't like it. I see it from a practicality, and that's the same. That I understand that there is a fear for people that their role can be taken over, but there are too many things still going wrong. We know that in a lot of situations the data is so crap that you can't rely on it, and then have to see what's coming out. So no,
Yeah, and
it's
I think that's it's important the way how we deal with AI, So like if you embrace it in a way, but you also still keep your own voice and you analyze this data, you not just blindly copy and paste, and take anything that we offer, you still need to kind of walk through because this can be also have a lot of errors, or some wrong data for sure. It's something in the we are not that far ahead, on this ChatGPT, for instance, right? But what I noticed also in the read yesterday that in Meta is gonna actually look at their employees and they're gonna analyze their work by exactly the way how we deal with AI, so how embracing their AI in their job, So that's going to be the new thing that we're going to see. And maybe we're going to even fire some people in the future if we're not using AI sufficiently, and efficiently as well, and so on, So that's interesting. Of course, it's a Meta is one of the, very much dependent on AI as well, So we would like to do it.
yeah.
So.
And sorry to interrupt you, but that is where I have a fear, because they are looking at data and they are just deciding based on some figures. Well, it can. I had a conversation with my team earlier this week. If you
Mhm.
look at how many specifications there are created, one take a minute, another one take an hour, because of the fact that you need to gather more information and you need to. It is more complex. It doesn't say anything if it's 10 or is it 20, and
Mhm.
that's my fear, that
Mhm.
we are deciding too fast and we can replace it because it's just a number of. No, you need to understand the business processes. And then I'm coming back to the fact you need to understand what's going on to be able to translate it, to have the right decision on the figures which are
Right.
Very
created.
important
And
point.
it will take a long time before AI can do that.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm happy that you mentioned it because it's exactly what I would want to. One of you say it, that's exactly my feeling as well was when I was reading it, And actually, there was also a question that I have prepared for this interview today about like what's the role of AI, how it's going to change the responsibilities of a data manager in the next few years? What do you think?
Yeah, we had a nice conversation. I was part of an expert group of Shopping Tomorrow, and then it was exactly around this point. The roles are changing. So pure manual work, repetitive work, and you can automate, but you could already automate it. So what is AI? So, and then is where are you really looking at? Because these are things which happened already years ago. It's more with towards the next steps. What are the really decision making, and where do you need to have still human communication? So yes, things will switch, but I always think like it will make your life easier and it makes your job nicer if you are able to do. So I had a conversation, like I said, with my team. You have so much knowledge, you don't want to type over information. You want to use it.
I like that very much. And do you think it's also crucial for people getting into data right now to really dig into the AI topic and acquire some AI skills,
Yeah.
just prep themselves for the emerging roles to come?
And not only for work, I think also in your private life. Like I said, everybody's using ChatGPT, but also there are some retailers in the Netherlands. They are creating their whole promotions with AI.
Yeah.
You want to know if it's real or not. And
Yeah.
it's very hard. But no, I think for sure you need to stay on top of the developments as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's now a typical question on all the social media. Is it AI?
No, exactly. But also, if I look at my parents, they can just use WhatsApp. They are older, but you want to stay on top because, things, the worlds are getting so fast. If you're not following up, then you're getting old.
I have a feeling that somebody, like Jaudet, for instance, he kind of looked at our questions that we prepared with you, Carmela, because everything he asks is really has a right.
We have a leak.
Yes, we have a leak. Yeah. So we wanted to talk about, of course, the data culture. So as well, let's get into this.
Yeah, interesting question. The data-driven culture, like I said, for me, it's a bit like you have data and you use it to take data-driven decisions. For me, it already starts at the beginning, and we are only talking about data-driven a few years, but before that, it was also already important. So, in my opinion, it should be part of your company culture that you evaluate data, that you know that you understand that you need it and that you create it in the right way so it can run your business process best. So I would not say create a data culture, but create a culture where data is embedded. The same for data literacy. It's a lot around the technology of the tech side and the data consumption side, and that's why I would love to call it a common business language. It is about information. It is about all the abbreviations. It's about understanding each other. So I quickly saw the question. How was it with regards to training? I've seen once a presentation from Danone. They did a super good academy with this type of talks around certain topics, the walking lunches around data. Just make it attractive. For a lot of people, data is seen as something IT is doing or data management is taking care of. But in each function, you are deciding on something that generates information, that generates data. So it's something of everybody.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, so we have another one, and I'm just thinking how to do it correctly. Well, by the way, that's what I wanted to say. Also about some suggestions on this. I think to answer to this question is also important to connect it to some events. So you definitely need to go to events with exactly what you mentioned, Marlies, that you've seen the presentation by Danone, for instance, right? But where do you see these presentations? You go out of your routine and you go out to talk to the people that are also working in data, but they are not your colleagues. It's very important, I think. And Marlies, maybe you can share it with your adventure in 2025 what you had.
Yeah, no, I really encourage everybody to do that. Now, of course, I visited ThinkLinkers, which is, in my opinion, the most honest around master data part, where I see a lot of events so much focused on AI and the analytics part. And again, that's for me really a separation. Other type of people as well. What I did, I really joined a lot of events, but there are also small groups of just like-minded people who are talking with each other. And there was a moment that I did not do it enough. I encouraged my team to do it, but I was not really doing it myself, and I regret that. So now I'm like,
I remember that. I was writing to you.
yeah, no, you were pushing me, inviting me every time, but it was like, no, I'm too busy for work.
Yeah.
And that was not enough. So, because, and you have heard me saying a lot of times, the outside world is going 10 times faster. You need not to reinvent the wheel. You need to talk with other people. How are they doing it? You learn the most from that. And it helps you to stay motivated, because it is hard work. And it is about convincing people continuously. And a super good team around you helps, but you're staying in the same bubble. And you're really getting motivated by joining events.
Agreed. So join our Think Linkers events. Here a little bit of promotion. Anyways, I actually will publish the link afterwards for the next edition in April. Marlies was with us in October in Prague. So it was very nice to see. But you haven't been, 7 years or something, or like around that time. So it was a nice return.
Exactly.
Reunion.
Yeah, super good.
Yeah, so we have another neighbor here that joined from Netherlands. I don't know where is Friesland, but I'm sure you do know.
He was at the ThinkLinkers. We met each other.
Oh my God, did you? I'm sorry. It's his time. Carmela, every time the same. Yeah, so when I don't read well, you have to know. I
That
try
was
to.
a good connection. Therefore, it's so nice to meet other people. And yeah.
Yeah. Hi, TJ. How are you? It's nice to see you now, also online. So we have also one more question, and let's. Maybe this one we can answer. Maybe later on, you can also comment on it. Yes, we have one more. I think, right? Yes, or did the? No, it's a new one. Yes, it's a new one.
That's a difficult one. I think it's when I was working in Unilever, I think the best of success was thanks to the fact that we were part of the supply chain transformation. In the other organizations, it has really been a challenge, because it's either seen as part of digital, where it feels like it's about implementing tools. In my opinion, it's better when it's closer to the business, because then that's where the data is created. That's where they immediately feel the pain if things are going wrong. And it's too important to get people, processes, and tooling together. So is it cross-functional? Absolutely.
Here it is. Here's your answer.
Great question, great answer.
Yes.
So when we consider working in data for product data management and master data management, you usually have multiple areas that put pressure on you and say, hey, we need this data, we need better data, we need optimizations. And especially for in your case, for FMCG brands, it's a whole multitude of pressure points, something like marketing, e-commerce, sales, C-level, regulations, we talked about that, retail partners as well. And also, of course, talking about supply chain management, economic conditions that are really sensitive right now. So which of those matter most in your opinion? And how do you respond to them?
They all matter, because they are all working from their own part. And I think that is where the silos are coming from. I always like to say, if you look at the data process, it's crossing all of that, because you're starting with a marketeer want to introduce a new product, then it's R&D developing, then it's finance coming up with the price, it's supply chain coming up with the planning parameters. So I like it to take it as the role to optimize that process. How do you create good quality product data first time right, that it meets the requirements of that internal process, but also all the legal requirements from outside? Because it needs to be right. Otherwise, with the digital product passport, there are a lot of debates if it's coming or not, what's going to happen. But if it's continuing, you are not allowed to sell your product online. So you can then say, okay, we are developing super nice new products, but you can never sell it online while everybody's ordering things now online.
Mm.
So
Right.
for me, it's the pressure is coming from everything, and that's why I say it's change management, because everybody is looking at their own goal. What do they need to do? So they are pushing from every area. Yeah, you are in the middle.
Which is a nice situation, right?
Yeah.
Could be nice.
Yeah.
And so you also mentioned at the beginning the GS1 and GDSN part. So could you tell us a little bit more about the challenges of really exchanging data as a brand with your retail partners and how to do it successfully?
Yeah, I've been involved from the beginning, and I have always seen it as an accelerator because of the fact you are making agreements between manufacturers and suppliers and retailers. How do you exchange data? And at the beginning, it was seen as something complex and listing fees, all these type of discussions. But that was not the purpose. It was to optimize your supply chain and not to have a commercial conversation. So I really see it still as an enabler and an accelerator. So they are discussing a lot about what should be the data model. Why should you reinvent the wheel? A product is a product.
Yeah.
And that's why I always take it easy, use it to convince also senior management we need to do this. Otherwise, our product will not be listed.
Right. Thanks.
So also the most active participant of today is also from Netherlands. So we have a lot of Dutch people.
Very good.
So yeah, I would like to ask you maybe practical some to share a little bit of how maybe just to give us an example where improved data management really accelerated the customer experience or operational excellence.
Operational excellence is by making sure you have the process, you can create things first time right, to reduce all the rework, to reduce the errors, data validations and data entry points. There the tools are helping, of course. And again, with this GS1, if you are putting in your data the same validations as the customers are putting when the data is entering your system, you do it already at the entering point from your systems, and people know, train them on what they need to fill in. That helps. So when we did the centralization to Poland, and I always said you can't centralize everything because it doesn't make sense to ask a team in Poland to create marketing Romance text in American English, for example. But if you really think about standardization, it helps a lot. Dedicated people who understand, who know what they are doing, instead of that it's a Friday afternoon job.
Thank you for sharing. But then maybe can you tell us a little bit of like a real life example with maybe what you recall right now when it's directly influenced to improving the customer experience, maybe from one of your jobs, some situations.
You mean something we did to improve the customer experience?
When I mean like more when improved data management directly influenced to the customer experience, like real practical example, if you recall.
But I think that is the whole customer journey. It is about the process that you ensure the whole GDSN. If you ensure your product information is right, it means that if I'm ordering with Albert Heijn online, my information is correct. I know what I'm getting. So I think the whole implementation of the whole GDSN thinking makes it much better. Customers have so much more information to reach out to than it was before.
No, it's clear to me. I just was thinking that the example would be something like, some interesting story, where from work.
No, I had an example where things were going wrong, that you were searching for something and then you see products which are no longer, you can't go to the checkout for something because it's not available anymore. Then I think your information is not correct.
Yeah. So, all right. And then So what's your biggest goals for 2026? We are getting closer.
I just started in my new role, so it's too early to say. And I really think Kraft Heinz is a super nice company. I met already very nice people. Yeah, for me, it's to learn everyday new stuff from them about the organization and how can I support. Also, to keep an eye on all the developments of AI and all of that, and maybe to use it. So learn everyday new things for myself, but also contribute and help others, hopefully, to accelerate with all the experience I have.
Very good. Carmel, do you have something else like to ask? Maybe some last questions. I have one more.
So go ahead. I have no questions left.
Yeah, we did cover a lot as well today, and again, we are getting to a record of our interview. So so maybe like just to summarize, I was thinking, who is like starting right now in their data career? It's nice, but you've been long time in this. Can you give them three important advices that we can carry on, when we will start their new career?
Make sure you're understanding what are you trying to solve for. So really listen to the business issues. What do you want to solve for with data? Make sure you take into account people, processes, and tooling, and don't think it's just implementing a tool will solve all your issues. And have patience, because it's a long journey. But it's nice. It's super nice.
It's a good one. Thank you, Marlies. It's very appreciated. Before I will probably finalize as well, I would like to give a word to Carmela if you want to join, if you want to add something. And of course, you, dear audience, if you have some more last questions, we are happy to take it here.
I just want to say thank you for the great session, and I wish you all the best for the new role, and may all your wishes come true.
Thank you very much. It was very nice to be here.
Very
nice to have you
magical.
here.
I totally agree with you, and it's what I wanted to also mention. Definitely all the best in the new role, and I think I would like to finalize it today to take your words, what you said, let's not reinvent the wheel, right? So let's actually join some networking events, anything, which is outside of your, like a bubble, right? And try to also figure it out with other people because that are facing the same challenges, and it will be definitely more efficient for your work that you're doing on a daily basis. And we have what here? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's okay. Thank you for the comment, and I would like to, despite the AI talk, I think I'm getting frustrated of too much AI in my life. So yes, definitely, let's stick to what we were saying. Like definitely, all the best. There's a new role. Go and join the new networking events. I will mention in the comments later on to all of you what is going on at the Think Linkers. How can you join online or offline? Marlies definitely maybe also comment on the some audience that asked for some advices and maybe books, right? Carmela, I still need you to I still need to give you a book name, but I promise
Yes, please.
I will do that. And I would like to finalize as usual, right? So with a phrase that the today's interview with Marlies. So in this case today, so if Marlies leads, then we all look for. Oh my God, that's it. too much today. So if Marlies leads, then we all move forward. I got it. I still got it. And well, I'm looking forward for my vacation from tomorrow.
Enjoy.
See you all online, and thank you everybody for joining today's session. We will stay in touch. We will also write an article at some point, right, Carmela?
Yes.
No ChatGPT involved in there, for sure. Yeah.
Not
Thank
for
you
this
so
kind of
much.
stuff, no.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
You
You
too.
too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.